Welcome to the Shreveport Connection with Tommy. This video is on your Raw results for April 22nd, 2019. Birthdays, April 20th, Johnny DeBull, 1977. Kurt Hawkins, 1985. Garrett Bischoff, 1984. April 21st, birthdays, Brutus Barber Beefcake, 1957. Jay Lethal, 1985. Nikki Cross, 1989. April 22nd, birthdays, Ezekiel Jackson, 1978. And Chuck Taylor, 1986. WWE Champion Kofi Kingston, Xavier Woods, Aleister Black, and Zelina Vega were recently at the IGN Esports Showdown for the new Mortal Kombat 11 video game. Above this link here is footage from the event, courtesy of Woods' Up-Up-Down-Down channel. WWE filed a trademark to Garza Jr. name on Monday, April 22nd. As noted, WWE announced last week that Garza Jr., a.k.a. Humberto Garza, Shane Strickland, and Kushida had reported to the Performance Center together to begin working with the company. It looks like Garza Jr. may be keeping that name in WWE. Garza is the nephew of former WCW star Hector Garza and the cousin of WWE 205 Live superstar Humberto Carrillo. The use provided with the trademark reads like this: entertainment services, namely wrestling exhibitions and performances by a professional wrestler and entertainer, rendered live and through broadcast media, including television and radio, and via the internet or commercial online service. Providing wrestling news and information via a global computer network, providing information in the fields of sports and entertainment via online community portals. Providing a website in the fields of entertainment, information, fan club services, namely organizing sporting events in the field of wrestling for wrestling fan club members, organizing social entertainment events for entertainment purposes for wrestling fan club members, providing online newsletters in the field of sports entertainment, online journals, namely blogs, in the field of sports entertainment. Charlotte Flair has issued a statement to shoot down any speculation on her and Andrade being engaged. Noted on Tuesday, prior in the week, TMZ reported that things between Flair and Andrade were getting very seriously, very quickly, following their official coming out during WrestleMania 35 weekend that they were dating. The two have been dating for a while, but just went public earlier this month. TMZ's article pointed to how there has been speculation on the two being engaged because Flair has been wearing a ring on her wedding finger. TMZ added that they have reached out to sources close to the Blue brand couple to see if they are engaged, but no one seems to know for certain. At the very last, no one is outright saying no. Flair issued a statement to Pro Wrestling Sheet earlier in the day to deny the engagement rumors. Statement reads like this: don't believe everything you read online unless you read it, that I'm the most decorated women's wrestler ever. Because that is fact. Smiley emoji. No, we are not engaged currently. Also noted, Andrade and manager Zelina Vega were sent back to the SmackDown roster this week as part of the reason for the move, because WWE officials have wanted to keep some of the real life couples together. There were reportedly people within WWE who were not happy with Flair and Andrade being split up when Andrade was sent to Raw in the Superstar Shake-Up last week. Vin Diesel posted a video on Instagram with John Cena teasing Cena joining Fast and the Furious franchise. The 9th installment of the franchise is set to release May 22nd, 2020. The filming is set to start in late May or early June. In a video message, Vin Diesel referenced Pablo, his nickname for the late Paul Walker, who co-starred with Diesel in most of the Fast and Furious films before he passed away in 2013. Diesel said that he felt like Pablo sent him another soldier for the fight for truth. As you know, I'm always thinking fast and thinking about the responsibility of making something iconic and deserving of your loyalty, Diesel said. I know that this sounds crazy, but the Blue Moon, I feel like Pablo up there sends me another soldier for the fight for truth. Today, someone came by the Toretto gym that speaks to what Pablo would have brought me. After saying that, Cena walked into the frame wearing a blue suit. Cena did his "you can't see me" gesture before giving a wink. Diesel finished by saying, "all love always." The Rock had joined the Fast and Furious franchise with Fast 5 in 2011. However, he has not been confirmed for the upcoming movie. The Rock will be starring in Hobbs and Shaw in a spinoff from the franchise centered around his character, Hobbs, which will also star Roman Reigns as his brother. The Rock had some very public issues with Diesel during the filming of the last installment, Fast 8. During an interview with Rolling Stone last year, The Rock discussed their beef. Vin and I had a few discussions, including an important face-to-face in my trailer, Rock said. And what I came to realize is that we have a fundamental difference in philosophies on how we approach movie making and collaborating. It took me some time, but I'm grateful for that clarity, whether we work together again or not. Rock also noted that he might not be back for the next installment. I'm not quite sure, he said. Right now, I'm concentrating on making the spinoff as good as it can be, but I wish him all the best, and I harbor no ill will there, just because of the clarity we have. The Rock then paused and let out a big laugh by saying, "Actually, you can erase that last part about no ill will. We'll just keep it with the clarity." You can check out Diesel's video with Cena at this link. Starrcast founder Conrad Thompson told Sports Illustrated earlier this month that he was assured by a friend that close to WWE that he had no heat on him. "I had a friend discuss the situation with Vince McMahon, and I was assured the heat wasn't on me or my event, but rather that The Undertaker shouldn't be doing personal appearances outside of WWE," Thompson told Sports Illustrated. "I was assured that damages would be covered, a suitable replacement offered, or some sort of compromise to make everyone happy." Thompson also revealed that he offered a compromise to WWE over the Taker and Angle bookings. The proceeds would have went to Connor's cure. Conrad was informed that Vince would not allow any main roster replacements. But Undertaker is not a main roster replacement. And now that Kurt Angle is done with WWE, he's not either. Conrad had wanted to bring in WWE Hall of Famer Shawn Michaels, and Michaels was set to be booked to appear. But then he backed out after inking the deal due to close proximity of Starrcast and AEW. Conrad also suggested a Starrcast appearance for Vince himself, Triple H, or Stephanie McMahon. "I suggested Vince McMahon, Hunter, or Stephanie," Thompson said, "and I said I would donate 100% of the proceeds to Connor's cure and match the donation personally, which would turn a negative into a positive for everyone involved." Thompson said his plan was to have Michaels replace Taker, then have Michaels appear with WWE Hall of Famer Scott Hall to do a commentary and a photo op for the 24th anniversary of their WrestleMania 10 ladder match for the WWE Intercontinental title. They did commentary on the same match earlier this year for the WWE YouTube channel. Conrad told Sports Illustrated last week that he has not heard back on an official word about booking Michaels for the convention. "I asked to keep Kurt Angle and announce Shawn Michaels as a replacement for The Undertaker," Thompson said. "I offered to book everyone through the office. I wanted to play by the rules, but I felt like I already had, since each of the guys were actively marketing themselves for outside appearances via booking agents or their own social media. I have checked in daily for a week now, and nothing has changed." As many probably already know, Viceland has been airing a new show that looks like the tragic and controversial sides of professional wrestling. The Dark Side of the Ring premiered earlier this month on April 10th with Macho Man Randy Savage and Miss Elizabeth as the first subjects. The newest episode will be about the tragedy that surrounds the legacy of the Von Erich family. Earlier in the day, Dark Side of the Ring's Twitter shared a photo of Kevin Von Erich clutching a yellow rose to symbolize the death of his brother David. They also wrote that the viewers would hear his story like never before this Wednesday. So it looks like every Wednesday is going to be their show. Kevin responded to the tweet and praised the episode that will be airing on May 1st at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. He explained that the episode will cover things that never have been discussed, as he thanked them for coming out there and giving him the time to lay the story out. Past episodes of Dark Side of the Ring have been about the murder of Bruiser Brody and the infamous Montreal Screwjob. Past episodes can be watched on Viceland's website, and new episodes airs on Wednesdays at 9 p.m. Eastern Time on Viceland, and which can be found at this link, viceland.com/EN_US. /show /dark side of the ring. Well, I didn't get any WWE main event results, but I do have the Raw live from Wells Fargo Arena in Des Moines, Iowa. Michael Coswell comes up to the show. He's joined in by Renee Young and Corey Graves. And go right to the ring, and Triple H comes out to a pop. The announcers hype 2 big triple threat for tonight, with the winner going off to face to earn a Universal title shot from Seth Rollins at Money in the Bank. Triple H enters the ring, but Rollins' music quickly interrupts, and out he comes to a pop from the home state crowd. Triple H and Rollins shake hands in the middle of the ring. Rollins talks about beating Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania 35, and a welcome home chant starts up. Triple H says Rollins walked into WrestleMania a King Slayer and walked out a certified Beast Slayer. He goes on praising Rollins and says now the whole world is gunning for him as the Universal Champion. Rollins acknowledges Money in the Bank, and Triple H hypes up the triple threats for tonight. The winners will face off in tonight's main event to determine the number 1 contender. Music interrupts, and out comes U.S. Champion Samoa Joe. Joe says he must have missed the invitation, but he's here to remind us he does what he wants. When he wants. Joe announces he is here on Raw. Joe goes on about being a dual champion until Rey Mysterio interrupts. Rey wants a shot at Rollins, but he is interrupted by Drew McIntyre. Drew runs Rollins down and says he's only champion because he got to Lesnar first. Drew goes on until the Miz's music hits. Out he comes. Miz enters the ring and faces off with Rollins, saying he can't think of a better match to headline Money in the Bank. Baron Corbin was out next. The constipated one superstar out as the fans boo him. Corbin says he's the best man to challenge Rollins. He brags about retiring Hall of Famer Kurt Angle at WrestleMania. AJ Styles interrupts Corbin, and out he comes to a pop. AJ hits the ring, and Triple H and the others look on. AJ asks Constipated One if he ever shuts up. AJ says he's going to make it to the main event tonight, and his opponent will find out why SmackDown was the house that he built. AJ promises it will be him versus Rollins at Money in the Bank. Rollins asks Triple H if this is what he was talking about. Everyone go get him for him. Rollins says he's ready, and it doesn't matter who he faces because he's Seth friggin' Rollins, and only he's going to burn it down. Rollins exits the ring as the music hits. First match, triple threat, AJ Styles versus Samoa Joe versus Rey Mysterio. Rey Mysterio, Samoa Joe, and AJ Styles get ready for the first triple threat as we go to commercial. Back from the break, the match is already underway. Rey dives out and takes Joe down on the floor as AJ do battle. He and AJ do a battle in the ring, back and forth between AJ and Rey. Rey blocks the Styles clash with a big hurricanrana, but Joe breaks up the pin at 2. Joe works over AJ and sends Rey to the corner. Joe drops AJ with a big elbow. Joe goes back to work on Rey, launches him under the bottom rope to the floor. AJ fights Joe off from the corner. AJ leaps at Joe, but Joe catches him with a big Uranagi for a 2 count. We'll go back to commercial. Back from the break, all 3 are going at it. AJ drops Joe with a Pele kick. AJ goes at it with Rey now. Rey plants AJ. Joe charges, but Rey moves, and Joe falls into position for the 619. Rey runs for it, but Joe retreats to the floor. Rey runs and leaps out with a dive. Joe swats at him in midair, and they both are down. Rey comes back to the apron and goes up top, but AJ cuts him off. AJ climbs to the top with Rey, and they trade shots. Rey with a headbutt. Rey goes to superplex AJ from the top to the floor, but AJ fights back. Joe runs back in the ring, brings them both down with a big slam. All 3 are back down as the This Is Awesome chant starts up from the crowd. Joe covers AJ for a 2 count. Back to commercial. Back to the break. Joe drops Rey, then levels AJ with a huge clothesline. Joe with a close 2 count on AJ. Joe takes Rey up, but Rey fights him off and nails a senton. Joe and Rey tangle again, but Rey spikes him into the mat. AJ breaks a pin attempt up. AJ gets into the floor. Joe decks Rey from behind. Rey counters Joe with a big DDT for a pop. Rey misses a 619, and Joe locks in a coquina clutch. AJ flies in to make the save, but Joe locks in the coquina clutch on him. It's broken with a 2 count by AJ. AJ with a Pele kick to Joe's head. AJ jumps up, but Rey sends him to the ropes for a 619 position. Rey nails it on Joe, then springboards in, but AJ catches him with a powerbomb, and then AJ powerbombs Rey on top of Joe. AJ with a Styles clash on Rey on top of Joe. AJ covers Joe with a pin to advance to the main event. After the match, AJ stands tall as music plays. We go to replays. Still to come, Constipated One versus Miz versus McIntyre. Also, Becky Lynch versus Alicia Fox. Announced the show as highlights of John Cena hosting the Ellen Show from last week. Naomi versus Billie Kay. In singles action, we go to ring out comes Naomi. as Mike Rome does the introductions. Back to commercial. Back to the break, out comes Women's Tag Team Champions, the Iconics, Billie Kay with Peyton Royce. They taunt Naomi on the way to the ring, mentioning how Bayley was moved to SmackDown and how she has no one to watch her back now. The bell rings and Kay takes control, keeping Naomi grounded. Naomi comes back with a clothesline and a back elbow. Naomi stuns Kay and keeps going. Royce gets on the apron for the interference, but Naomi knocked her off. Naomi keeps control and rolls Kay up for the end to a short match. The better wrestler wins that match. After the match, Naomi heads to the floor as the music hits. Royce rushes the ring to stand with Kay. We got another creepy vignette for the new mystery character, Bray Wyatt, with his comedy. The Miz versus Drew McIntyre versus Constipated Corbin. Constipated Baron Corbin. We go to ring. Out comes the Miz first. Winner of this match will face AJ Styles in the main event to crown a new #1 contender. Back to commercial. From the break, Drew McIntyre is making his way out. Miz stares him down. Corbin is already out. Miz attacks Drew as the bell rings. Corbin comes from behind. Miz rolls Corbin up. Drew goes for Miz. Miz rolls him up. Drew tries to grab Miz, but he retreats to safety on the outside, taunting Corbin. Corbin and Drew try to corner Miz on the outside. Miz ends up leveled by Corbin on the floor. They double team Miz with stomps on the floor now. Drew brings Miz back into the ring, and Corbin follows. Miz fights them both off, but they beat him back down on the double team as the double team continues. Corbin decks Miz while Drew holds him, and the fans boo. Drew charges while Corbin holds Miz, but Corbin rocks Drew out of nowhere instead. Corbin sends Miz to the floor and follows, ramming him back into the corner. Miz counters and sends Corbin into the barrier. Drew comes and runs over Miz on the outside. Drew brings Miz back into the ring and hits a big suplex for a 2 count. Corbin returns to the ring and charges, but Drew drops him with a big boot. Drew goes back to work on Miz, beating him around the ring. Corbin ends up clotheslining Drew, but Miz rolls from behind for a 2 count. Miz sends Corbin shoulder first into the corner as he goes down. Miz fights Corbin off into the corner. Miz with kicks in the corner. Miz with double D's to Drew in the other corner. Then Corbin. Miz with a corner clothesline to Drew. Miz launches himself off the top rope, taking Corbin and Drew down at the same time. Miz stands tall for a pop. Miz with a yes kick to Drew, and then Corbin while they are both on their knees in the middle of the ring. Miz goes for the final kick and drops Corbin, but Drew hits him with a Glasgow kiss headbutt. Drew takes Miz to the top, works him over. Miz fights back and knocks Drew to the mat. Drew sends Corbin into the corner, crouching Miz. Drew climbs up and rocks Miz on the top. Drew goes to bring Miz to the mat, but Corbin gets involved and brings them both to the mat. We go to commercial with all three near the corner. Back to the break. Constipated wouldn't trade shots with Drew on the outside. Miz recovers in the ring. Miz goes to the top and leaps out, taking them down on the floor. Miz sends Corbin into the timekeeper's area and brings Drew into the ring, but Drew rocks him. Drew with Alabama Slam and another pin attempt. We see AJ Styles watching backstage on a monitor. Drew waits for Miz to get up now. Miz dodges the Claymore kick. Drew dodges the skull-crushing finale. Miz goes for the figure four and applies it in the middle of the ring. Drew breaks it with a thumb to the eye. Drew gets up, but Miz sends him through the rope to the floor. Corbin returns to the ring. Miz charges, but Corbin nails a deep six for a close 2 count. Corbin throws the pit at the count, yelling at the referee in the corner. Corbin charges Drew on the floor, but Drew moves and Corbin runs into steel ring steps. Miz and Drew go at it in the ring now. Drew with a spine buster at a close 2 count. Miz blocks a future shock DDT and hits a DDT of his own for a 2 count. Corbin comes back in, but Miz slides out of the end of days. Miz drops Corbin with a DDT for a close 2 count. Corbin blocks the skull-crushing finale, but Miz clotheslines him over the top rope to the floor. Drew levels Miz with a Claymore kick, but Corbin pulls Drew out of the ring and seals the pin on Miz to advance to the main event with Styles. Constipated Corbin wins the match. Constable Corbin. Triple C. After the match, Corbin stands tall as music hits. We go to replay, so to come. Corbin was Styles in the main event. Charlie Caruso approaches AJ in the back as he's watching Corbin celebrate. Charlie asks how he will deal with Corbin. AJ says it's not the size of the dog in the fight, it's the size of the fight in the dog. And he likes to think of himself as a bulldog. And he's from Georgia. And I grew up in Georgia as well. With more fight in him than Corbin. We see Corbin in the ring watching AJ's interview. AJ says he hopes Seth Rollins is watching because he will hear what everyone hears. AJ announced the winner. We go to the ring. Out comes Sami Zayn to the ring. Back to commercial. Back from the break, announcers lead us to a Make-A-Wish video. Sammy is in the ring now. He talks about how he's done something since returning. Something no one has the guts to do. Be honest with the fans about how they are. Sammy says he's not bitter. He's a happy person now. Sammy says the 10 months away from all of this and all the fans was the happiest time of his life. He's going to show us how beautiful life can be outside these prison walls. He shows us an Instagram photo from his trips around the world while injured. Sammy says he was living the good life, and then, as his return was approaching, he started feeling depression and anxiety, like a dark cloud was hanging over him. What about WB was making him sick? Sammy goes on about the corporate structure and the egos of other superstars in WWE, but that wasn't the problem. He did some digging and determined the problem was the fans. Each and every one of them. The toxic culture they have created and they impose on Sammy and everyone else but themselves. Fans boo and Sammy tells them to go ahead. If it makes them feel good, it makes them feel good because it's easier to blame Sammy than look in the mirror and hold yourselves accountable for your role in all of this. Sammy says fans don't want to be responsible, but he's making every member of the WWE Universe responsible. Sammy goes on and knocks the people of Des Moines. Sammy says everyone should take a trip to feel better. He says they can all take a trip. They can all go to hell. Sammy drops the mic and exits the ring as his music hits. Still to come, Corbin versus Styles in the main event. And we got Alicia Fox versus Lynch. Cedric Alexander makes his Raw debut versus Cesaro. Cedric makes his way out to the ring as Sami Zayn is leaving. Cedric enters the ring and poses as we go to a video package for his Red Brand arrival. And Alexander poses as we go back to commercial. Back to the break, the match is underway. Cesaro ends up hitting a big boot for a 2 count. Cesaro takes control and keeps Cedric grounded on the mat. Cedric tries to roll Cesaro up, but he can't get him. As Cesaro is on Raw for his Superstar shake-up. Cedric fights back with strikes. Cedric with a back elbow and knees. Cedric with a drop kick for a pop. Cedric kicked up for a pop. Cesaro sends Alexander to the apron, but he fights back. Cedric goes in. Back for the break. Match is underway. Back and forth now. Cesaro blocks backside. Cesaro nails a huge kick to the head. Cedric runs the ropes and leaps out. Taking Cesaro down on the outside. Cedric brings it back in and springboards up, but Cesaro nails a huge uppercut in midair for the pin and win. After the match, Cesaro stands tall as music hits. We go to replay. Cedric recovers as Cesaro marches to the back, stopping to laugh on the stage. Charlie Caruso is backstage with the Usos. They talk about the Lucha House Party, the Viking Raiders, and Raw Tag Team Champions Zack Ryder and Kurt Hawkins. The Revival interrupts with promos, but the Usos disrespect them. The two teams face off. The Usos welcome the Revival to the Uso Penitentiary as they walk off. Viking Raiders versus Lucha House Party. We go to the ring and out comes the NXT Tag Team Champions Viking Raiders, Eric and Ivar. They hit the ring and we go back to commercial. Back for the break, out comes the Lucha House Party. They pose as Eric and Ivar. Look on, the Raiders attack from behind before the bell while their opponents were posing. They double team and destroy Kalisto, Let's Dorado, and Grand Metallic. They hit big double team power bomb on Kalisto and Dorado at the same time. They hit the Viking Experience finisher on Dorado. The Raiders stand tall as the music starts up again. We go to replays. Sarah Schreiber is backstage with Raw Tag Team Champions Kurt Hawkins and Zack Ryder, acting if they are worried about the tag team division changing. They aren't worried because the Viking Raiders are new. When they've been here, they're not going to let these smelly Vikings come in and take what they've earned. Becky Lynch versus Alicia Fox is up next. We go to ring, out comes Raw and SmackDown Women's Champion Becky Lynch. Back to commercial. Back to the break. Becky is in the ring with a mic. Fans hear her name. Becky says something in the air tonight. Something is in the air tonight in Iowa. She can feel it. She brings up how Lacey Evans is her next challenger. Fans boo. Becky calls her the one who likes to sucker punch the man. Becky doesn't mind being sucker punched. It's a woman throwing the punch. She's made a career of smacking blondes who get favors from management. Becky says while Legacy is in the back furthering her career, she is out here cementing hers. Becky goes to call Alicia Fox out, but Lacey Evans comes out to the stage instead. Evans talks Becky down and says she will take both of her titles at Money in the Bank. Becky fires back and warns Lacey, saying she will dismantle her at Money in the Bank. Music hits, out comes Fox for the non-title match. Bell rings and they size each other up. Lacey takes control and takes Fox down on the mat. Fox turns around and drops Becky with a shoulder for a quick pin attempt. They run the ropes. Becky kicks Fox into the corner. Fox goes to the floor for a breather. Becky talks trash from the ring and kicks Fox back to the barrier. Becky follows and slams Fox face first into the apron. Becky takes Fox around the ring and slams her face again. Fox turns around and drops her at the 7 count. Fox brings her back in the ring and covers for a 2 count. We go to commercial. Back from the break, Fox has Vince down. Fox gets a 2 count and another pin attempt. Becky looks to turn it around, but Fox shuts her down. Becky comes back with a flying forearm and a Bex-Exploder suplex and then another. Becky misses in the corner. Fox rolls her up for a 2 count. Becky takes Fox down in the corner into the disarmer for the win. And she submits. As soon as the bell hits, Lacey Evans enters the ring and Dex Lynch with a woman's right to break the hold. Evans delivers another big right hand to Becky and then walks off as the music hits. Charlie Caruso backstage with Baron Corbin, consummating one again, who is warming up for the main event. Corbin knocks Charlie and goes on about looking forward to making Seth Rollins pay. Corbin isn't worried about AJ Styles in tonight's main event. Ricochet versus Robert Roode in his singles debut as Chad Gable is now on SmackDown. When we go to the ring, out comes Ricochet. He will face Bobby Roode, now known as Robert Roode. Rick Rude style, with the mustache and all. Back to commercial. Back from the break, out comes Robert Roode. We see his backstage interview from earlier where he reintroduced himself and took shots at former partner Chad Gable. And tonight's opponent, they go at it, and Roode rocks Ricochet coming out of the corner. Roode with a kick to take control. Ricochet counters the move and sends Roode flying. Ricochet with more offense as Roode pleads from him from the mat. They tangle near the apron, and Ricochet sends Roode to the floor. Ricochet runs ropes and goes to leap out, but stops on the apron as Roode moves out of the way. Ricochet finally jumps off the apron to drop Roode on the floor. Back to commercial. And by the way, Ricochet is by himself on Raw as his former tag team partner is on SmackDown. Aleister Black. Back for the break, Roode talks trash while working Ricochet around. Roode keeps Ricochet grounded in the middle of the ring. Ricochet looks to make a comeback, but a knee to the gut stops him. Roode with more offense and a suplex. For a 2 count, Roode keeps control and plays to the crowd. Yelling about how glorious he is, Roode keeps Ricochet grounded again. Roode misses in the corner and Ricochet kicks him back and nails a drop kick for a pop. They get up and trade right hands in the middle of the ring. Ricochet takes Roode down and delivers more offense to get momentum going. Ricochet sends Roode flying into the corner. Ricochet with a spear in the corner and a kick to knock Roode back to the mat. Ricochet springboards up and down at Roode. Ricochet with a standing shooting star press for his close 2 count. Roode fights off the shoulders and delivers an elbow to the jaw. More back and forth now. Ricochet rolls Roode up for a 2 count. Roode catches Ricochet with a big 5-buncher for a close 2 count. His signature move. Roode signals for the glorious DDT, but Ricochet blocked it. Ricochet drops Roode face first. Face over his knee and covers for a close 2 count. Ricochet drags Roode over to the corner and he goes up top now. Ricochet goes for the 630, but Roode moves out. Cuts from behind, sending Ricochet in the corner. Roode hits a glorious DDT for the pin and win. After the match, Roode standing tall as the music plays and we go to replays. We cut to a Firefly Funhouse segment as the sections now change. Bray Wyatt has a kids show, it looks like. Bray introduces himself to the Fireflies and says we're going to have so much fun. This is special, a special place, and all of his Fireflies can feel safe. He can wait to show us all what he's learned. Wyatt wants to introduce us to some of the special friends he's made. Well, he thinks he's Mr. Rogers in Mr. Rogers' neighborhood. The ones who've seen him in the recent vignettes, Mercy the Buzzard and Happy the Witch, Wyatt says we're going to love them. Bray says he used to be a very bad man, but he's been barbarically punished for his wrongdoings, and that part of him is dead now. He does keep a reminder, so he will never turn into the pathetic slob loser again. He shows us a cardboard cutout of the old Bray Wyatt. He then destroys it with a chainsaw and laughs. Remember, Fireflies, White will always light the way, and all we have to do is let him in. He will see us next week. This was like Wyatt meets Pee Wee Herman, meets Nickelodeon. Coleslaw is now confused. Number 1 continues, main event. AJ Styles versus Baron Corbin. Constable Corbin. We go to the ring for tonight's main event. Out comes first AJ. The winner's match will face Seth Rollins at the Money in the Bank for the Universal Championship. Back from the break, AJ is wrapping his entrance. Corbin is out next. Corbin gets a grand introduction from Mike Rome. The real ring thing, they go at it, sizing each other up. Corbin delivers a big right hand to knock AJ back. AJ fights back and unloads against the ropes, beating Corbin down. Corbin with a knee off the ropes to send AJ to the apron. AJ goes to springboard in, but AJ rocks him in midair with a big right hand. Corbin stops away on AJ while he's down now. Corbin plays the crowd and mocks AJ to the crowd as they boo him. AJ goes down after Corbin sends him to the corner and keeps control. Fan chant for AJ as Corbin keeps control. Styles fights back and sends Corbin out of the ring. AJ flies over, but Corbin rocks him in midair, mid-move again. More back and forth around the ring in the timekeeper's area. Corbin catches AJ and drops him into the barrier as we go back to commercial. Back for the break, Corbin continues to dominate for another 2 count. Corbin takes AJ to the top and rocks him a few times. Corbin goes for the big superplex, but AJ slides down and brings Corbin face first into the turnbuckles. Say, guys. AJ with kicks to Corbin now. AJ takes out Corbin's leg with a kick. AJ with a sliding forearm to the face. AJ with more strikes. AJ tries to scoop Corbin on the shoulders, but he can't get him up. They trade strikes. Corbin grabs AJ by the throat, overpowers, but AJ counters the clothesline. Backbreaker combo with a 2 count. More back and forth. AJ goes for the Styles touch, but can't get Corbin up. Corbin goes out and back in as AJ hits him with a Pele kick. Corbin comes back with a deep 6 for a close 2 count. Corbin shows frustration again because he didn't get the 3 count. Corbin with a big smash to the corner. And then another. AJ counters the end of days. And Corbin rolls Corbin into the calf crusher as the fans pop. Corbin crawls for the ropes, but AJ tightens the hold. Corbin breaks hold by taking AJ. Corbin gets up first, but he's moving slow. AJ is up now. AJ runs into a boot in the corner. Corbin jumps off the second rope to deck AJ against the ropes. But AJ moves and Corbin hits the rope hard. AJ springboards in, hits a phenomenal forearm for the pin to earn the title shot at Money in the Bank. After the match, Coleslaw confirms Styles versus Rollins for Money in the Bank. As Styles recovers, his music hits and we get replays. AJ stands tall, plays to the crowd as they cheer him on. AJ's music stops and the music of the Universal Champion starts up. Seth Rollins comes to the ring as AJ looks on. They stare each other down. Rollins offers his hand for a shake, and AJ does shake. They stare each other down and have some words as Raw goes off the air. And that concludes my Raw results for this week. Thanks for giving me out. See you want to be. And if you don't know, just call me, brothers and sisters.